It's a simple book. Cut the taxes. Don't spend all the money. Keep a regulatory climate that is fair and predictable. Have a legal system in place that does not allow for oversuing. Have a skilled workforce, which is what you all do, by having an accountable public school system in your state. Then get the hell out of the way and let the private sector do what the private sector does. That's the model. It's really pretty simple. So, Tom, thank you for your introduction. Thank you for your efforts to keep Texans working. I want to thank all of the community college representatives here for being here today. As I pointed out in that little ad lib beforehand, you all play such a powerful role in the development of the economy of this state. You are remarkable in the role that you play in grooming the Texas workforce of today and of tomorrow. The purpose of this gathering is essential for our state's efforts to weather this current economic challenge that we're facing. There is no question that Texas is experiencing the effects of a global economic crisis. But the fact of the matter is we're still doing substantially better than the rest of the country. Those list of cities there, I just left from a meeting with Bobby Jindal, our neighbor to the east. There is another state that is showing growth during this economic time. And when you look at the economic model that he's put in place, he will share with you that it's just about not spending all the money, cutting the spending, having the regulatory climate that's fair, having a state that's really focused on a workforce that is developed to create the jobs. You know, Tom, when your folks announced the latest unemployment numbers this last week, there was news that our statewide unemployment is still a good 2 points lower than the national average. But the fact of the matter is there were 47,000 jobs lost in the state of Texas. Those are 47,000 of our citizens that lost a job. Fortunately, under our existing unemployment insurance system, the people who lost their job through no fault of their own and are actively seeking work will get assistance. Folks who are calling for us to accept new federal money, regardless of the accompanying mandate to expand the state's unemployment insurance system, are not listening to the people it'll hammer in the long run, the folks who actually create the jobs in the state. Texas unemployment insurance system is designed to replenish through adjustments in the tax rate. And that is going to happen in the coming months, whether or not we were to accept that $555 million or not. That said, the issue that we're addressing during this conference is essential. How do we continue to upgrade our workforce so that companies will continue to seek out Texas? I believe they will continue to come to our state because we have created an environment that is magnetic to companies who risk their own capital on ideas, they invest in infrastructure and create jobs. You've seen in the news that other states are responding to their budget shortfalls with increased taxes, more restrictive regulations. Whether you only took Economics 101 or whether you ran a business, you understand that those pressures will eventually cause leaders to look for relief. Leaders of those companies will walk away or run away from those states in the long run. They will relocate. What we're talking about today is continuing to groom our workforce so that they're ready to work for these employers who will decide to relocate or to expand in the state of Texas. I believe our community colleges and our proprietary schools are a key part of that effort. Every year, your institutions turn out students who are prepared to succeed in the completion of their four-year degree, as well as folks who are ready to go into the workforce in the trades and contribute to our quality of life in the state. Besides being anchors in your local community, your school is ideally positioned to educate a growing population of workers, folks that have either been displaced by the current economic turmoil or have job skills that have been outpaced with this very rapidly evolving technology-driven world that we live in. Fortunately, we have a resource like the Workforce Commission's Skills Development Fund and its training partnerships. The folks here in this room know just what I'm talking about because you all have seen that making a difference in your schools for some time now. In fact, since the creation in 1996, the Skills Development Fund has helped more than 3,000 employers train more than 200,000 workers in essential workplace skills. Just last year, the folks at the Workforce Commission used nearly $3 million of this fund to fund partnerships that have generated 7,984 new jobs, upgraded the skills of almost 12,000 Texans in existing jobs. And you know I'm a fan of public-private partnerships. They combine the best of all three worlds, of the public, the private, the academic side. I think they benefit Texas workers and their families and the employers out there. This training is happening in places like the AMTech Consortium that in the Dallas area, where El Centro and is working with the Dallas County workforce, and they've trained up some 700 different workers. It's happening in West Texas, where the folks out at El Paso Community College are working with the El Paso Community Healthcare System to put a dent in that nursing shortfall that we see in this state. It's happening in Central Texas, where Temple College is partnering with the Texas Hydraulics to train workers in the advanced manufacturing technologies. Bottom line is, this is a program that works. That's why I've called for an expansion, Tom, of those dollars in my budget, so that the state's investment will be greater in the Skills Development Fund. I hope our legislature will increase that program to more than $60 million in the next 2 years and increase the numbers of workers that we will have available and continue to upgrade our workforce. In your time here today, I hope that you'll continue exploring a lot of new ways, innovative ways, out-of-the-box ways, if you will, to refine the program, to multiply the program's effectiveness. And I hope you'll share the lessons learned, if you will, on your own campuses with your own experiences, so that we can wring out even more opportunities and even wring out more efficient uses of those dollars in the program. So I think if we will continue to work together, continue to groom the workforce of the future, there will continue to be headlines like those in the Texas newspapers. Texas will continue to be this place that beacons for folks who want to risk their capital and have the opportunity to receive a return on that investment. Texas will continue to be a great laboratory of investment and laboratory of experimentation. People will continue to come to this state in record numbers, and I can keep the pressure on Bobby Jindal to understand that his neighbor over to the west is going to continue to try to come steal his businesses. And I was kidding Bobby about that today, and that is one of the things that is so important that I hope we'll keep a focus on. You're creating the workforce that will allow Texas to be competitive. As long as we compete against these other 49 states. Well, we compete with 49 other states and a whole bunch of countries too. But the fact is, for us to succeed, we've got to continue to be competitive. We got to continue to push ourselves. We got to continue to think about ways that we push ourselves. Louisiana has been, as well as New Mexico, has been very, very effective at bringing films and the production of films into their state. They've been taking opportunities away from us in this state. I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, just want to put you on notice. This afternoon, I sign a bill that makes Texas competitive with Louisiana in the film business. I said, get ready for us to get those films back into our state.